Welcome to day 41 of the series, which means we're 20 days away from Leadville. Okay, that's mile one done, 8 minutes flat. This morning, I don't really have a goal. I'm just running until I have to leave the hotel. So, start at 5:45. I should probably wrap up around 6:30 and go pack, shower, change, all the good stuff. Mile two done. I think I'm just as fatigued as I was like on Monday this week. Probably Monday and then today, so Sunday the following week, are the two like most sore I've felt. Today it's like just like my outer glutes and my left calf is tight. So I'm just chugging along at like 8:30 pace now, just trying to like get some work done. Mile three done, 8:09 pace. The goal for today, training wise, is to get as many miles as I can here and then back at home to accumulate about 12 miles. And that should put me over 10 hours for the week, probably closer to 10 and a half hours of running. And then do some programming, some prep for the week ahead, and then hopefully some sleep. All right, that's 4 miles done. It's just past 6:20, so I got my 1 mile left, and I'll call it wraps. All right, 5.05 miles down. Time to pack. Feeling?
I'm tired but fulfilled.
Good answer. Right, just like that, we're back on the plane.
Thank God you're full here in case I can board early.
True, very true. Alright, back in Denver. A couple tired kids. It's time to drive home. We still have to run later.
Yeah.
No.
That's
I'm glad I don't travel on Sundays very often because this is the busiest I've ever seen. Alright, we're back home. It is 2:03 p.m. I just spent the last couple hours doing some programming for some clients and also looking at different Brooks shoes. I think I might get another pair. Haven't decided which ones yet, but I need to make that decision soon because I want to be able to wear them for at least a handful of runs before Leadville. So the Brooks Ghost, I believe they're called, did quite well up and down Hope Pass a couple times. They're quite cushiony, felt really good on my feet, very breathable. So might do those ones, but they'll also have the Cascadias. There's a bunch of options that Brooks has for trail shoes, so might look at some other options too. But we got back here and it's actually 101 degrees right now, so 37 degrees Celsius. It's quite warm, and I still have 8 miles to do, or 7 or 8 miles to do. And unfortunately for me, it's going to be on the treadmill because I don't care to run outside with no cover, like no cloud cover, and no trees. So, treadmill running it is for me. Okay, it's 4:31 and the day's mostly done with. I just finished up a 7.5 mile run. Took me about an hour, so 8 minute per mile pace. And we have no food in the house, so I'm gonna run out to the grocery store, get some food. I still might have to travel later this week. It's kind of still TBD, so I'm gonna get enough food for the next couple days, and then if I have to go out of state for work, I'll get food out there, and if not, then I'll get food on Tuesday. All right, it is 5:15. We're back at home, post grocery shop. Got things I need for the next 2 days. But today being Sunday, I'm gonna do what I've done the past handful of weeks. We're week 6 now, so every week on Sunday, I go through the last week and kind of what I did, just a quick summary. I'll show some graphics. So on Monday, July 27th, I'm bringing up my phone here. Morning run, 7 miles into a half an hour bike. That's pretty routine week over week. And then into a cardio session that's kind of HYROX focused. I try to do some HYROX quality. This week, if I remember correctly, didn't go very well quality wise. I was carrying a lot of fatigue from doing the Hope Pass loop twice on 2 days prior and wasn't that successful. So that was a bit of a missed workout, but still got a bit of volume in. So win some, you lose some, they can all be perfect. Tuesday, July 28th, I did a 10-mile run in the morning with some quality. So miles 6 to 9, I did 1 minute on, 1 minute off. I got about 10 or 11 rounds in, and then I followed it up in the evening after a flight with 10 kilometers, 6 miles of incline treadmill quality. So 2 minutes on, 1 minute off. Wednesday, this was the first week, this past week was the first week that I actually ran on a Wednesday. So I did 5 easy miles and do 50 minutes when I got home on a bike, and then half an hour incline hiking. So a good solid another 80 minutes or so of volume after a morning run. So that was the first day, like I said, I ran, but also only the second time in the entire block that I actually did anything on Wednesday that had some sort of volume substance. Thursday, July 30th, 8-mile run and a half an hour bike. That's only AM, all kind of before 7:30 AM usually, and well, mostly because of the heat. But that's been the same, like that Thursday exactly has been the exact same, I think, for 6 straight weeks. So just being really consistent with that, making sure that I'm not moving the needle every single day, but over the course of the entire week, I'm progressing in either time or volume or both. Friday, July 31st, we were in St. Louis. So I started the day with, I think it was 9.4 miles of running in a monsoon, which is, I made a comment on Friday, that's probably the best run of 2026. And I wasn't being sarcastic, I was being genuine. There's something about running in the rain, like a downpour rain, that feels really like kind of unique and cool. Like you're one of the only people doing that. Like I didn't see many cars, but I didn't see any people out there. And then we also did an hour and 15, or I did an hour and 15 minute strength workout. So a lot of single leg strength, a lot of plyos, and then wrap the day up with a 60-minute session with kind of the whole First Form crew. So we did a group workout. Saturday, I did a marathon in the morning. So I was up by 3:30, did a marathon, met everyone at the track by 7. So marathon done by 7, and then I did an extra 3 rounds of 2 minutes on post marathon just to get some quality under fatigue legs, running high 5 paces per mile. And then in the afternoon, or midday actually, it wasn't afternoon yet, we did another partner workout where we all kind of grabbed a partner, and Steven and Ryan, the First Form athletes, HYROX athletes, made this workout scheme that was basically 12-minute blocks, 5 of them, with a 30-second rest in between, and crushed that out, all at his own 2 effort. Today, got up in the morning kind of naturally at 5:45 or so, and got 5 miles in on the treadmill in the AM, hopped on a flight at 9 back to Denver, and then I just finished a 7.5 mile run on the treadmill again. It took about an hour. That was just kind of 3 hours ago. So long week. I'll show you the final graphics up here of time spent either working out or running. I will note this is my biggest week ever. I have never ran 86 miles in a week or 138 kilometers in a week. That being said, my body feels relatively good compared to probably what I was expecting when I first embarked on this journey 6 weeks ago. I sort of figured that when I got to this 2-week peak that I would be struggling a little bit, and I think that
there's definitely highs and lows, but overall it's been pretty progressive and biting off kind of just like little chewable size progressions every week, and it's been quite good. Like I've had a couple things like my quads were really fatigued after the Hope Pass loop. They brought some knee tightness. Those 2 ascents kind of had my glute to hamstring insertion a little bit flared up. So this week I did a conscious effort to minimize my ascending and descending. I still got a little bit of vert on the treadmill that's not recorded in the graphics you just saw, but no additional descending on top of that 680 meters. So I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. I have one more big week here, and then I start the slow progression back down to taper eventually. So 2 weeks from now I'll taper, and then get healthy, maybe do some PT sessions, and sleep lots, eat lots, get ready for 100 miles. So that concludes week 6 of the series. Next week, like I said, is big. I might be traveling. I might not be traveling out of state. I'll probably know tomorrow midday. But I do have a fun little like LSKD photo shoot featuring some of their clothing that I'm going to be wearing on race day. So looking forward to that, and looking forward to one more week closer, staying healthy, staying mentally ready to go. And yeah, I'm ready for race day. I think I'm there. I'm ready. My body's ready. My mind's ready. Just gonna put in one more week of good work, and then get to the race day. So with that concludes day 41 of the series, and 20 days from Leadville. As always, see you tomorrow.